How are you going to turn this into this? Hi, I'm Michelle from JMC Family Farms. In this video, I'm going to show you some really important things you need to do before you even put your garlic in the ground. First, you need to get some seed garlic. So you can get seed garlic at either a local garlic farm or even a farmer's market. That's your best bet. And if you're lucky, you'll find a garlic farm that's in your area. It's going to have a ton of different garlic to choose from, and you can pick different varieties that you could grow. A question people often have is if you could plant garlic that you bought at your grocery store, and the answer is no. So typically the garlic that you buy at the grocery store is imported from other countries, and what they do is they spray the garlic with a chemical. The purpose of that is to prevent the garlic from sprouting and growing when it's in the actual grocery store, and if you planted that type of garlic that you bought at the grocery store, you're not going to be happy with the results. When you're choosing what types of cloves that you would grow, what you're going to do is you want to look for the largest garlic cloves. The size of the garlic clove is then going to predict the size of your garlic bulb. So for instance, I'm growing garlic that came from our own garlic patch this year. So I'm picking the biggest garlic bulbs I have so that then next year I'm going to then have nice big garlic cloves as well. So the size of the garlic clove that you pick is going to definitely impact the size of your garlic bulb. It's important to have a look around your property to see where exactly you should be planting your garlic. You need to pick a nice sunny location that preferably faces south. You want to be certain that the area is fairly dry and that it drains well, because garlic does not do well if you plant it in a location that's wet. I'm in my back garden right now, and this year I planted, there's beets here, I had tomatoes and beans. But something to consider that if you're going to put your garlic in an existing garden, for instance like this one, you want to avoid areas where you're planting peas, beans, or onions. The garlic can actually impact the size of your peas and your beans, and the problem with onions is that it can actually attract onion maggots. So you want to avoid those particular crops. When space is limited, you want to make sure that you use every little inch that you can. Garlic can be planted near spinach, tomatoes, broccoli. You can put it near peppers, strawberries. Even if you have roses, you can actually plant your garlic in a flower bed near the roses. For me, having a separate area that I just grow the garlic in has really worked well for me. Plus, in my back garden, I have usually pumpkins or butternut squash, and they typically take over the whole thing, but that's a completely different story. Garlic really should be rotated about every 3 to 4 years, but a lot of people disagree with that theory. So what they think is that if you add manure and compost and till that area every year, that there's not a need to actually rotate the crop. The theory behind crop rotation is to introduce a new crop to the area. So for instance, if you were growing garlic in a certain area, then what you would do is on your 3rd or 4th year, you would introduce something new to that particular area. By doing this, it actually helps to make sure the nutrients in the soil where your garlic was growing are not depleted. It can also prevent certain diseases and pests from growing in that particular area as well. I am going to press my luck a little bit this year, and this will be the 4th time that I've planted my garlic in the same area in my garlic garden. So I will keep you posted. Wish me luck, because I hope this doesn't backfire on me. If you have an area that hasn't been worked before, you do need to remove the weeds or the grass, and then you would till the ground. Next, you would add some compost or manure, and you do then need to till the area again. Planning to plant your garlic in an existing garden or even in an area that you've planted your garlic before, you still have to weed that area, till it, and then add your compost or your manure. If the area you're planning to plant your garlic in has a lot of clay, I would recommend that you just build a raised bed, and that way you control the type of soil that goes into that specific bed. Manure is something else that's really important to add to your garden, and we use a combination of horse manure, rabbit manure, and chicken manure, and that's because we have all of those animals right here. I know it sounds kind of disgusting to be adding manure to your gardens, but it's a really important step that you shouldn't miss. If you feel more comfortable using compost, you can definitely try that as an alternative, but we do use manure and we've had great success with that. I would suggest that you prepare your garden before you plant the garlic approximately about a month ahead of time. That way your garden has that time that it can just sit before you're going to plant. If you've made it this far and you still want to try planting garlic, make sure you check out the video on your screen right now. In that video, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to plant your garlic. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.